Imagine a simple stickman named Pip. Now, if you zoom into Pip's head, you won't see a mushy pink brain. Instead, imagine a giant, dark cave. Inside this cave, there are two tall cliffs with a deep, empty gap between them. On the left cliff, there are thousands of tiny, glowing green keys. On the right cliff, there are thousands of wooden doors, each with a little keyhole. One day, Pip is wandering in the desert. He's starving. He is so exhausted he can barely lift his legs, and he honestly just wants to give up. But then, he spots a fruit tree in the distance. The exact moment he sees that food, the left cliff inside his brain springs into action. It grabs a handful of those glowing green keys and throws them across the gap. The keys float through the air and slide perfectly into the keyholes on the right cliff. Click, click, click. The doors unlock, and the moment they open, a massive bolt of lightning shoots out of the right cliff and travels all the way down into Pip's body. Zap! This lightning is pure energy. It's motivation. It completely erases Pip's exhaustion, giving him the sudden power to stand up, run to the tree, and survive. This is what dopamine actually is. It's not happiness. It's the glowing green key that turns on the electricity in your body to make you move toward a goal. Now, fast forward thousands of years to the modern world. Pip is sitting comfortably on his couch. He isn't starving anymore. He's holding a glowing smartphone, swiping the screen, and watching a funny video. Inside his brain, the left cliff tosses a few green keys across the gap. Click, click. A little lightning bolt hits Pip, and he feels pretty good. Then, Pip eats a hyper-sweet, scientifically engineered potato chip. He plays a fast-paced video game. He scrolls through hundreds of videos in just a few minutes. Inside his brain, it is absolute chaos. The left cliff isn't just throwing a few keys anymore. It is dumping a roaring, massive tsunami of millions of green keys across the gap. The doors on the right cliff are being violently slammed open over and over again. Lightning is firing constantly. The right cliff is literally catching on fire. It's getting way too much electricity, and it is starting to burn out. To protect itself from being completely destroyed, the right cliff does something desperate. It starts bricking up its own doors. It fills the keyholes with cement. It builds a solid wall so the keys can't get in anymore. The next morning, Pip wakes up. He tries to do a normal, healthy activity, like reading a book or going for a walk in the sun. Inside his brain, the left cliff behaves normally. It tosses a healthy, normal handful of green keys across the gap to give Pip the energy to go for that walk. But the keys float across the gap and hit a solid brick wall. There are almost no doors left. The green keys bounce harmlessly off the bricks and fall into the darkness. No locks turn. No lightning is created. Outside on the couch, Pip feels impossibly heavy. He feels sad, lazy, and completely frozen. Without that internal lightning, his muscles literally will not move. He has zero motivation. He isn't just being lazy. His brain physically destroyed its own doors just to survive the modern world. Now, the only way Pip can get enough electricity just to feel normal is to grab his phone or eat junk food again. Because only a massive, unnatural tsunami of keys has a chance of finding the one or two doors that haven't been bricked over. To get his normal energy back, Pip has to do the absolute hardest thing in the world. He has to put the phone down, stop the flood of keys, and patiently wait for the right cliff to realize it's safe to build new doors.